questions and answers. Welcome to our May 5th live car shopping strategies. My name is Deshone. I'm known as Deshone the Auto Advisor. And over the next 60 to 90 minutes, I'm going to be sharing what we call the cars from home philosophy, the way you can shop, get bids, make your car buying simple, empower yourself, um, and guarantee that you did not leave any money on the table. We're going to talk about a lot of things you may not be familiar with. We're going to talk about things you have not heard before. We're going to tear back some mindsets that the car business has programmed in us for their profit. And we're going to tear down those mindsets because they're costing us thousands and they're making the greediest dealers in this country thousands of dollars. And we're going to get rid of that. So this show is sponsored by my new digital book. It's called Cars from Home, 7 Steps to Saving Time, Money, and Avoiding Dealerships. So I wrote that book to give you everything I know, everything I learned at Mercedes-Benz, at General Motors, running my own brokerage, and the hundreds of people, thousands now, that we've helped since 2021 to empower themselves in their car purchases. So in part of my welcome offer to you is it's normally $97. You can get it for $24. That's my welcome offer for 30 minutes, anytime during the broadcast. As we go, you can get yours in my TikTok bio, in my Instagram bio, the YouTube comments, and the Facebook comments. It's a 75% off discount as part of my welcome offer for those of you who take action. And you'll have everything we teach here for the rest of your life. And you'll be able to move the same way you're going to hear me move and the way a lot of people I'm going to show you guys are moving. So no questions off limits. Feel free to start typing your questions. We are live on Instagram, TikTok. Hang on. I got Instagram up here. My man Dolan is moderating, so we're going to try to pull in every single one of your questions. Again, this is our May 5th live. We are live. It is Monday. So let's get to the questions. Okay, we got some coming in already on TikTok, Dolan. I see it is what it is. I'm just going to pull that one. I need to do one on shady mechanic shops. You should. If that's your area of expertise, the public needs to know from someone who's an insider what is going on in mechanic shops. I'm sure they get a lot of value. If you guys want, it is what it is to launch a channel teaching people how to avoid shady mechanic sites, type ones in the chat so he can know that he should go ahead and do that. Or she. I can't see if you're a man or woman. But let's get some questions going. Yosoy Tommy, I see you on TikTok. Interested in leasing, but I know I will go over the mileage. I drive a lot. Well, here's what you do. Give you an example. I'm leasing right now. I've never needed more than a 15,000 mile per year lease. So all of my leases have been 12,000 miles. I've never needed more than a 15,000 mile per year lease. Now, sometimes, that was because my family worked a little further from where we lived. We got a 15,000 mile per year lease, but most of the time I'm getting 12 because that's what I need. That's what I use. Now I'm paying $499 a month for this $55,000 Infinity truck. I got a 1% lease on it. I got my bids, the way we teach at Cars from Home. We're big on multiple offers. That's the only way you're going to save the big money and guarantee you got all the money is to get multiple bids. We teach you how to do that. You can do it by phone too. If you want to try to do it by phone, God bless you. We do it through email. We do it through emails and templates, and that's what we do. But I'm paying $499 a month for 12,000 miles. Now, let's just say I needed 15,000 miles. I would have bumped that lease up, and instead of $499, I'd be paying probably $30 more. So call it $530. Now, let's say I'm a high mileage driver at 20,000 miles. That instead of $530, I would probably be paying $620. And there I got my 20,000 miles per year. So the key is, and this is what you'll hear, people will blame the leases for not understanding that they choose the mileage. The mileage is not selected for you unless you go into a dealer and say, hey, work me up a lease. And then they're going to choose the mileage, probably give you 10,000 miles per year, and then try to close you on that. But that's not the way we shop. We're going to shop and we're going to adjust our miles based on what we need. So if I needed 20,000 miles per year, I would probably be paying $620 instead of $499. If I needed 25,000 miles per year, I would probably be paying $680. So I'm just paying, we get what we need and we enjoy our leases. because when we buy these cars and we drive ridiculous miles, we depreciate our cars, we destroy the value, and then we still have a loan on it in a lot of cases for a vehicle that we have destroyed the value in because we put 60,000 miles on it in 3 years. So our loan is moving very slow, but our vehicle's value is dropping through the ground very fast, which is typically how we end up with $15,000, $20,000, $25,000 in negative equity. I used to see it all the time in dealerships, especially when I was in when Uber took off. When Uber took off, year later, 2 years later, 3 years later, we had tons of people coming in with Hondas, coming in with various cars that had 200,000 miles on them, but they still had 3 and 4 year loans left. And, that's just a recipe for disaster. That's a recipe for disaster. So you should not be leasing, though, if you keep your cars 8 years. Some of you familiar with the 8-year rule, you understand. Everyone should not be leasing. I want to make that clear. Some people say, Deshone, you believe everyone should be leasing? No, I don't. If you are not keeping your cars 8 years, then you should be shopping for below market leases. Don't forget those 2 words, below market leases. Because if you're paying what everyone else is paying for their leases, it's not going to make sense. Some of these strategies are not going to make sense. You need to be getting below market leases. And the way we do that is to comparison shop, get multiple offers from dealers, have them compete for our business, and then we get these leases that no one else can get. Great question. So what if I go over 20,000 miles? What do you recommend doing? You choose your mileage wisely. In my book, I have a section called Choosing Your Mileage Wisely. The whole key with leasing is to scope out the mileage you're going to use, and that's what you shop for. If you know you're going to do 25,000 miles that year, you would do 25,000 miles on your lease. But you don't shop this way. We always shop with 12. A problem with leasing is once again, you go into the dealership, you say, work me up a lease. They're going to work you up what they want. They're going to say, hey, put 5,000 down. Who's had that happen? You go and you look for a lease and they tell you how much money you need to put down. Type me if you've had that happen. And again, welcome to everybody. This is our May 5th live. It's Monday, May 5th. Whether you're watching this today or you're watching this later today, because we will be rerunning this for those who couldn't make the show. Tell your friend they can catch it on our channels. But this is our live show. We're live every single Monday through Thursday at 12 noon. So you'll see people who will go and get blessed transition. You've had this happen. This is what you go in. They work you up a lease. Here, you need 3,000 down. Yeah, you need 3,000 plus your taxes and fees. What do you want to do? So that's them customizing our leases. We never want to do this. We want to customize our lease and run it like this, a template. All your leases you get with, ready? 12,000 miles per year. First month's payment only due at signing. That's it. 12,000 miles per year. First month's payment only due at signing. That is how you shop all of your lease offers, because this allows you to now use the 1% rule, which I didn't create. A lot of lease savvy people know about the 1% rule, where your MSRP, I'm going to just show an example of an MSRP, the price on the window sticker. Every lease is going to be brand new, guys, or either close to it. The price on the window sticker is the price we go by, the MSRP, and we're going to divide our monthly payment into the MSRP. And once we get that, the number, that's going to tell us if we got a 1% lease, if we got a 1.5% lease, if we got a 1.8% lease. And what we did was I created the 1.5% rule to know we were overpaying for leases. You don't have value when you lease something over 1.5%. But let's keep it to the point. The point is you're shopping all your leases, first month's payment due at signing, 12,000 miles per year, and then you're using the 1% to 1.5% rule to gauge the value. Once you find your best offer, that's when you go and you say, can you please adjust the mileage down to 10,000 because that's all I need, or up to 15,000 or 18,000. You shop your offers with 12. You find your best offer concerning what value is, 1%, 1.2%, 1.4%. You lock that up, and then you tell them, show me what the payment will be with 20,000 miles per year or 15,000 miles per year. That's going to keep you from walking into these 80% dealers which are never going to give you a below market deal. When they drop their prices, they're never going to drop low enough to beat their competition. That's why their name of the game is them keeping you from checking their competition. And then you avoid these people, you find those deals, and then you adjust the mileage with that dealer. But choosing your mileage is very important with a lease. And that's why you should take 5 minutes, 10 minutes, tally up your lifestyle over the next 3 years, and you choose your mileage that you need. Great question. Let's go, Dolan. I'm getting married today. Congratulations to Ash on Facebook, everybody. Ash is getting married today. Congratulations. May God bless you with a healthy, lifelong marriage. Hallelujah. All right. Angel on YouTube says, can I lease for 36 months, then purchase to have a lower payment instead of buying at a higher payment? Now, what he's asking or she's asking is, I want this new car, but if I buy the new car, then I'm going to have to pay for the new car, in which case it's too unaffordable. So can I lease it first and then buy the difference at the end? Yes, you can. Let's talk about why that's not that financially wise. There are signals, guys, that tell us we are looking at vehicles that are too expensive for us. Signals. Would anyone on here take a 50-year mortgage? Anybody? Anybody? We got some smart people on here. Anybody volunteering for the 50-year mortgage, ladies and gentlemen? Anybody? Come on, somebody. No, why not? Why not? Why is everybody saying no to the 50-year mortgage? Because we know it's ingrained in us that a 50-year mortgage on a house means we can't afford that house, right? Same thing with cars. There's signals. And so when we cannot finance a brand new car and it's affordable, what should we be doing? We should be going to get a pre-owned car. That's what we should be doing. So some of you have the luxury where you could afford both a new version of the car you want, and you can afford a pre-owned version, of course. So you might say, Deshone, I could afford both. I want this car, but I could afford, which one should I get, new or pre-owned? Thank you to the new gifter, Jeffrey Jones. Welcome. The Black King. Thank you so much. Gifter badges. Appreciate everyone who supports this broadcast. Thank you so much. You helped me to keep this information going. So what you're saying is, I could afford both. Which one should I get? In that case, it's a matter of your values. Do you want a brand new car? You want to treat yourself? You only get it every 10 years. So it's like, hey, I only get a new car every 10 years. I'm going to treat myself to a brand new one. Curtis Thomas, thank you for sharing. Or you might say, you know what? I want to go to value play. Even though I could afford a new one, I want to knock 20, 30, 40% off the price, and I want to get me a pre-owned version. So that's the people who could afford both. Some of you, you're like Angel, I want this car, but I can't afford it new. In which case you go pre-owned, because you don't want to lease a car 3 years, even if you get a below market lease deal, great lease payment, turn around and buy the difference, because you're typically going to need a 5 or 6 year loan for the difference. Once you get that 5 or 6 year loan, you add that to your 3 years that you leased the car, and you got 8 to 9 years of payments on the exact same car. 8 to 9 years of payments on the same car. This does not make financial sense to pay that long on a car. This is, you can't reach the reward stage where the car is paid off and you're putting money to the side for maintenance and repairs. You got a paid off car, because the goal with purchasing is to get to that long-term ownership where the car is paid off. I don't owe anything on it. I got a couple $100 I put to the side for maintenance and upkeep, but that's all. That car is paid off. I can keep that thing for 15 years. I can pass it down to my son, my daughter. We got an extra car in the family. That is the value of purchasing. So if you have a payment for 8 years on a car, you don't get to that stage. So that's why before I would ever recommend someone lease and then purchase the balance, I would recommend someone purchase a quality pre-owned car and get it at a below market price. Okay, does that make sense? Okay, everything that we're talking about, guys, is in my new digital book. It's called Cars from Home, 7 Steps to Saving Time, Money, and Avoiding Dealerships. Has everything we teach, because the name of the game is learning how to structure your deals. When should I lease? When should I purchase? And then once you have your structure, getting bids on everything to make sure you don't leave any money on the table. When you get bids on everything, you're never going to lose any money on your trade-in, because you didn't just get one offer on your trade-in, you got bids. You're never going to overpay for your interest rate, because you didn't get one offer on your loan, you got bids. You're never going to overpay for the new car or the used car you're buying, because you didn't get one offer on it, you got bids. And that empowers you to control the transaction. That is what we teach. That's in my new digital book, step by step. You can get your copy for 75% off, normally $97, but it's part of our welcome offer for 30 minutes. You got it in my TikTok bio, Instagram bio, YouTube comments, or the Facebook comments for $24. Okay, enjoy it, use it. All right, let's keep it going. I need to buy a car. I want to know how to buy the advertised the new SUV vehicle for under $10,000 or even under $20,000. I don't really understand the question. Let me read it again. I need to buy a car, and I want to know how to buy the advertised new vehicle for under $10,000 or even under $20,000. Are you saying that's the discount you're looking for, or are you saying that is my budget? Please let me know. I don't quite understand. Go ahead to the next one, Dolan. All right. If the Carfax report only has service maintenance, is it okay to purchase? Okay, so all right, this is a great question, guys. This is about used cars. Who's going to be shopping for a used car in the next year? Type the letter U. Type the letter U if you're going to be shopping for a used car in the next year. And for those who just joined, this is our Monday, May 5th, live car shopping strategies. So we are live every Monday through Thursday at 12. And for those of you who are watching the rebroadcast later in the day, you can, you'll get your questions answered. Somebody might ask a similar question, or you can join us Monday through Thursday at 12 live. Yes, so we got a lot of people who are going to be shopping for a used car. We got Buffy on Instagram, Fran Bar. Who else? A lot of people not buying? Okay. Instagram, the only people buying used cars? Okay, well, let's talk to you guys. Listen, so here's when you're looking at a used car, what you're focused on is first the service record. First the title history. What is the title history? That means, is it a salvage car? Is it a frame damage car? Is it a now, well, let's start first. Where do we find these cars? Let's start there. We're not going to lots. We're not stumbling onto people's lots. That's what they want. We do not want to go through our neighborhoods looking for used cars. Anybody who does not have a used car on a website, they're trying to take advantage of you, because that is unadvertised, that they don't want to be where the competition is. That is not the way we're going to move. And for years, it was like that. You drive past a dealership on the weekend, you see hey, oh, look, they got this nice yellow car, a nice big red car outside, and you just pull right in. That's 2005 stuff. Now, every used car, we need to be able to compare it to the whole market, which means we need to see it on a website, on a marketplace. So we're opening up, this is called my multiple marketplace strategy. We are opening up, and some of you are going to need a pen if you're going to really, or unless you're going to watch the rebroadcast, because I'm running stuff past you that, you're trying to buy a $30,000, $50,000, $100,000 car. We're not talking about how you're going to get a couple things from Amazon and, set up a little home studio for $2,000. We're talking about the second most expensive purchase most of you are going to make. So understand that you're going to need to focus in order to get the most out of what we're talking about. So we're going to go to the marketplaces. The marketplaces are Carvana. They sell their own inventory. CarMax, they sell their own used car inventory. Driveway, they sell their own used car inventory. We're going to go to now dealerships. AutoNation, they sell other people, they sell their own. They buy and they relist it on their website. But then you have Car Gurus, you have Carfax, you have Kelly's Blue Book, no, not Kelly's Blue Book. You have Auto Trader, Car Gurus. So we're going to all these marketplaces, we open them right up in one tab. So now what we're doing is we're putting in our criteria, and what we want to do, we want to go 100 miles out. Even if you're not willing to drive 100 miles out, you want to see what the whole market looks like within 100 miles. So now, if you know what you can afford, then you can put in your price criteria. I have a tool that I created. It's called the Perfect Budget Calculator. Some people who have my book, you've used it, where you put in your down payment preferred, you put in your interest rate, you put in any equity from your old car, and it tells you, because what you tend to miss is the fees. That's what you tend to miss. So if you're not using this calculator that we created, you want to add another $2,000 or so, because you got to factor in the fees in that budget. Some of you go out and say, man, I think I could afford $30,000. Then when you find your car, they bump you up to $33,000 because you didn't factor in the taxes and fees. So this calculator does it for you in my book, and everything we use the Perfect Budget Calculator. But if you're not using it, just estimate another, a little higher. Now you put all of that into the marketplaces. Now you're looking for what the inventory is. Now, here's the reason why you must open up all these marketplaces. First reason, they have different cars on them. Carvana and CarMax has different cars than Car Gurus, Cars.com, Auto Trader. There's different cars on them. Another reason we need to open it up is because sometimes you'll see one car here on Car Gurus for $31,000, and then you'll see that on Auto Trader they marked it down $2,000. It's $29,000, and you're like, wait, why the heck is it lower? This is the same car. Well, it could be because this marketplace got the notification first to lower the price, and maybe this one takes a little longer to see that. Oh, maybe that takes 24 hours before their updates take effect. So that's why you want to open up all these marketplaces. Now you're narrowing this down first based on your color choices, what options you want, your models, and now we're starting to narrow this thing down. So we're narrowing it down. Now we start to look at the history of these cars. This is the best way to start narrowing down your used car search. Let's now dive into the history. I need the Carfax. Now, some of these websites will give you a free Carfax. Some of them will try to make you buy a Carfax. Now, I'm going to give you one of the secret strategies that we've been using for years in my book, and I'll tell you it right now. It is how we get free Carfaxes, because when we get to most vehicles, you guys, for those of you who are just meeting me, I worked in Mercedes-Benz for 5 years and General Motors for 5 years, and I ran my own brokerage. I started it in 2016, and I ran that while I worked at the car dealership. So I have a lot of experience and have seen a lot, and that's why I'm able to teach these things. I also love numbers. But one of the things that I know is almost every dealership has a contract with Carfax. So every dealership, we pay Carfax already. So what we're able to do is when we list our inventory on our websites, we're able to list the Carfax with it. We're able to provide that free of charge. But when we pay Auto Trader or Cars.com or Car Gurus, we are not able to actually push our Carfax to that marketplace. But if you come to our website and you find the vehicle on our website, most times you will find the Carfax for free. That is what we have been doing for years. So that now we have the Carfax, because the Carfax is the only way we can see those service records right now, because we've already narrowed it down based on, first thing we're doing is we're looking at title history, frame damage, salvage title, rebuilt title, total loss. That's the type of vehicle. The next thing we're doing to narrow it down, which is where many of you get in trouble, is you're looking at the service records. Skipping service records, buying used cars without seeing service records is disaster. The biggest indicator on if a vehicle was taken care of is what is on those service records. And if you can't see those service records, then I would not buy the car. Somebody say, oh, I'm changing the oil myself. If you don't have proof that you have changed the oil yourself, I cannot see it. I cannot see that you have maintenance this car, and that's a turnoff for me. Because now when you drive that car a year later, 2 years later, things start happening. You have no one to blame but yourself. Now the regret kicks in. Man, I knew I shouldn't have got this. But chances are, if you find a quality vehicle and you see service records on that previous owner's report, that's going to lead to a quality experience. Okay, so that's pretty much how the initial part of our multiple marketplace strategy. As you can see, we have this to a science. Nothing that we're doing is by chance. Nothing we're doing is on a whim. That is it. But let's go to some more questions. And I think the biggest thing I want everyone to understand so far is that we don't wing anything in this process. There's nothing, everything that I'm teaching you is going to be out of our system. Now, some of you have different learning styles. So let's address this. Again, welcome to our May 5th, Monday, May 5th live. We're live Monday through Thursdays at 12 noon. And we rebroadcast this for those who couldn't make it. You can share this with your family. Tell them, hey, visit Deshone the Auto Advisor's channel. He did a great show earlier. He answered some questions that everyone had. You can watch the broadcast all through the rest of the day. Now, but we're live every week, but we're live right now. So now the biggest, some of your learning style is different. What we teach is we have the ultimate do-it-yourself guide. This book is rated 5 stars. Thank you to everyone who's rated it on Goodreads. Just pull it up right here. For those of you who are actually on Instagram or YouTube, TikTok, you won't be able to see this right now. But the book is rated 5 stars. We appreciate you. And this is the ultimate do-it-yourself guide, whether you're new cars, used cars, leases, bad credit, how to make banks bid for your financing, high mileage driving. It's all in there, step by step. And it's a digital book, so you don't have to wait for it. As soon as you get and hopefully you get there before the 30 minutes, so you get your copy for the $24 instead of the $97. That's our welcome offer. But that's your do-it-yourself guide. Some of you, you're a do-it-with-you person, and that's Shop with Deshone. You like videos instead of reading. You want coaching. You want support. You want a community. We have 1,600 people in our Facebook group. That's our Shop with Deshone. We've had 2,200, almost 2,300 people come before you. When you see me share people like Zafrina and like Melissa and Sheree, Ken, all of these people who are, they're showing their car deals that they got. Look, took me about 30 days. He went through, past Friday, locked down 2 vehicles, 2 Yukon 2025. Said he dropped sold the BMW. They dropped the price down to 70 grand. So they took off like 5,200 for him. These are all people who are in the Shop with Deshone. Their learning style is they prefer videos. They prefer, coaching with me. But again, it's the same information. So I want to be clear. It's just your learning style. So if you are like Deshone, give me the blueprint and I will run this thing. That you're going to be like the people who send, like Marie. Marie just wanted to let you know she got our book. Using the book, I saved over $13,000 off MSRP. Now here's where the feelings get hurt. And this is not my intention. But some of you have these same vehicles that you're going to see me sharing that our people get. And when you see what they paid for them and what they're getting off of them, you're going to see, wow, I did not get that. I did not get that type of discount. So all of you who have this 2025 GLC coupe fully loaded, she said they took $13,000 off MSRP. She got her bids from home, got my payment to be hundreds lower per month, maintenance included, no money down. We are masters at no money down deals. You should not be putting money into these cars unless you intend to keep them for 10 years and you got a great price already. You got a huge discount already. You should not be putting money into these cars. I have never done more than $1,500 out of my pocket for any lease. And when my car that I bought, I put money down on that because I bought it to keep it. But everything else, we are shopping with no money down. So you're going to see that a lot. So again, depending on your learning style, you can head to my bios and to the comment sections, open the Cars from Home Toolkit, Shop with Deshone might be right for you. I don't care how you get the information as long as you are saving the money. I don't care. If you could do it with a $24 book, do it with the book. I would rather you say, man, this guy Deshone helped me. I bought his book. I got it on the sale because he did the welcome offer for $24. And man, I done got 4, 5, 6 cars using this thing. And all I paid was $24. Congratulations. I will celebrate that. I wish that for everyone, but that's not everyone's learning style. So, okay, Dolan, let's keep it going. I'm sure we got a lot more questions coming in. Molly from Facebook, great to see you. Needed to be here. I'm glad. I just ordered a new vehicle last week, expected to arrive in 3 months. I need a breakdown of how to get out if the options they want, get out of the options they want to the MSRP. Well, first of all, what you want to do is you want to get bids now. You do not want to wait. Those of you, she's ordered a car. She's scheduled to be here in 3 months, and she has not locked in her pricing. Now, the reason when we order a car, we are always getting our bids first because the closer your car comes to arrival, the less leverage you have. They know once that car comes in there, she's been waiting for 3 months. She is not going to want to walk away from this car. She is not going to want to do this all over again. And they're going to probably take a shot and say, or if you look for a discount at that point, you probably are going to be like, no, I'm sorry, we can't give it to you. So what we're going to do is we have to now send that request out. Now, there's 2 ways for you guys to do this, whether you're leasing or purchasing new cars. 2 ways for you to do this. You can do it your way, which is calling around. Calling around, not going into dealers, calling around, ask for sales managers, try to get yourself at least 5 offers. Because the only way you're going to see how overpriced the offers are is to actually get multiple offers. So I'll give you an example. I'm showing you guys on the screen what a market report looks like. So we also have a division. We shop for people's new cars and their leases if they have good credit. So when you see, oh, I tried to pull it up. It's not loading. So what you're going to see, and some of you who've used our stuff, you can testify to this. There is a huge spread between the best price and the worst price. Huge spread. So in order for you to know you actually got the best price, you need to see 4 other offers that are higher. I'm going to say that again. Thank you to all the gifters on TikTok. Thank you, Jeffrey Jones. Appreciate it. You need to see other offers that are higher. So let's go back to my car. This dealer who won the bid for my Infinity truck saved me over $8,000. Now, he said to me when I was making the deal with him, he said he knew that I was not going to find a better offer because he had used a special coupon he had to apply towards the deal. He needed the deal that month, and that's why he won the bid. So he's able to take off $8,000. If I was purchasing, I would have got $8,000 off the price. But I leased it, so my lease payment was $499 a month with $1,270 down total. And $1,270, $499 of that was my first payment. So every other offer that I got, $560, $605, $640, $700, $750. That's how you know you did it right. If you don't have a bunch of the 80%, we call them. This is the 80%. Some of you have heard me say we don't negotiate with dealers with fake fees. It's a losing battle because even when they take off all the fees, they're still super high. I'm going back and forth by email. So if you're using what we teach, you're taking minutes out of your day. You're going back and forth with email. We close deals in 60 to 90 minutes. I'm not inviting anyone to car college. 60 to 90 minutes of emails back and forth. Next thing you know, we're closing a deal. But you're going to see, even after back and forth and telling the dealers through email, you can do it by phone. Hey, I'm shopping other dealers. Please make me your best offer. I have all the templates written. So when you're using our stuff, you don't even have to wonder what you're going to say. You just copy and paste our template. But even after that, you're going to see, wait, these people are still giving me super high prices, even though I told them I'm shopping, even though I told them I'm serious, I could buy the car right now, even though I gave them every single thing I need to give them to get an offer, they're still $150 a month higher than my best offer. That's going to prove to you that they are the 80%. They are not coming down. When they say this is our best deal to their customers walking inside, they're not lying. It is their best deal. It is not the best deal. It is their best deal. Their competition's best deal will blow their best deal away. And the only way you do that is by getting bids. So that's what you need to do, Molly. Take exactly what you're looking for. If you want to call around, call some sales managers and say, hey, listen, this is what I'm looking for. I put in an order, but I'm not dead set on the price yet. Haven't really gotten, I want someone to lock in a price for me. And hopefully you're purchasing, because if you're leasing, it's tough, because once that lease comes in, you do not know what the lease program is going to be. So if the lease program is bad, then you could find yourself jammed up. Now, here's what we try to do to prevent that. It's not always possible. Here's what we try to do. Once you have found the best dealer who's won the bid, now what you're going to do is say, based on this price that you're selling me the car for, can you give me a lease estimate now? So let's say I'm ordering this Infiniti. I shop around, I find a dealer who says, all right, Deshone, I'll place the order. I'll take $6,000 off list price for you if you do the business with me. Perfect. Can you give me a lease quote based on that now? I know this is not the vehicle. My vehicle's coming, but can I get some type of an estimate of what it would be? And then I look at that, and if it's affordable, now I place my order. But I'm not placing an order for a lease blind, not knowing what my payment's going to be when that car gets here. Okay? Does that make sense? I know I may be typing. This is heavy. That's why I told you guys, when you're here with us in car buying, below market car buying strategies, this is like short 60 to 90 minute master classes. This is not lives where I'm showing you how to make macaroni and cheese and turkey and like, okay, yeah, you got your music playing in the background. Hey, listen, all right, what I need? Oh, hand me the sazon. No, you could do multiple things. This is heavy finance talk for 60 to 90 minutes, and it will change your life. And I just saw my girl, Lisa. Lisa, good to see you. Lisa's been, she's been learning from us and rocking with Cars from Home. Let me see. I'm glad you clarified, even if no money down on the lease, you still really have to give them the first month's amount. Yes, I don't know what I'm going to do yet, buy or lease. No matter, I'm learning lots and sharing with my peeps. Thank you, Lisa. Thank you. Now, technically, you don't have to give them the first month's payment either. What I do is our templates all involve shopping, first month payment due at signing. But if I wanted to, so let's say, for example, on this $499 a month lease I got on the Infiniti, and I'll actually will add this because I'm glad you said that. The lease, is that your first month's payment? So it's not considered money down. It's considered your first month's payment because you're leasing, you're paying 36 months or 39 months. We don't do 4-year leases. We don't even do 3.5-year leases in most cases. We're not doing it. It's 36 months, 39 months. And if they have a really, really good program for 2 years, they will tell us about it. But we shop for 36 months. But you can tell that if I wanted to tell them, you know what, I want to do a straight sign and drive, I don't even want to give you the $499 for the first payment, which means you're asking them to pay the first payment. Then it would have just been $500 going back into the cap cost, which would raise the payment probably with interest and taxes, maybe 15, 17 bucks, something like that. So if I truly wanted to bring nothing to the table, I can just have them to, cap the first month's payment. You can do that. You can do that. So you can ask any questions. I know you're in our Facebook group, and so you let us know. But the 8-year rule is your basis for leasing versus buying. The 8-year rule, when you guys open up my book, you'll hear me talk about this. I'm going to make a whole lot more videos about the 8-year rule because it is the parameters for how to know whether to lease or buy. It takes into account how drastic cars depreciate. They lose value like crazy. All the losses are in the first 5 to 7 years, and you don't win until you've kept the car at least 8 years, compared to someone who's getting a below market lease. So let's take an example. You look at somebody like, look, Brian. Brian got my book. Just finalized my first ever lease using your system. 2025 HRV Sport all-wheel drive, $30,000, $505 MSRP. So this is a $31,000 vehicle almost, and he got it for $395 a month, which is a 1.2% lease, no money down. Now, his initial quote from this dealer was $434. This is the winning dealer. But in my book and in our systems, we have a counter offer calculator where we put all the offers we get into the calculator, and then it calculates the best offer and it tells us what to counter. So his initial quote was $434. He countered with the calculator and ended up closing his deal at $395. So these are the people that, for all of you who you're like, wow, are there any cars out there with a $300 payment anymore? Well, if you're buying a car, you are buying it at a $300 payment. You could only spend, who knows, every $5,000 on a vehicle is about how much per month. Every $5,000, when you're looking at a car, every $5,000 on a 5-year loan, which is what you should be defaulting to, is about how much per month. Thank you, Nikki. Nikki got a #1 gifter badge. And I don't really know what all of that stuff means, but I definitely appreciate it. The Black King, thank you so much. I just know it means you guys support the show. So I appreciate it. So who knows? Every Nucci Graham is and I wanna Nucci Graham will address you next, because as soon as you get your book, on the thank you page it says, "Thank you for your purchase. Click below to open your book." So we'll address that shortly. But okay, thank you, Lisa. Yes, every $5,000, and Nikki, $100. So this keeps you in the safe zone. When you are looking for how much loan I'm going to take, you are looking and saying, every $5,000 is going to cost me roughly $100 per month. So if I want to spend $400, then my loan needs to be about $20,000, which means I'm looking at this car. If I'm going to buy it for $23,000 plus fees, and I want to be at $400, I'm going to have to come up with some more money down, because I need to get my payment here. I need a $20,000 loan. I'm not going to go in looking at a $20,000 car and thinking, man, can they get me to $250 a month on this? No money down, because the math doesn't make sense. Because the only way they can get you to that is to put you in a 7 or 8 or 9 year loan, which is a horrible deal. And they've done it to a lot of people, because you go in and you just say, get me to this monthly payment. And they're like, well, you didn't say how long. You come in later, hey, man, my loan is set. I remember, man, a guy called me, and this is, unfortunately, people are not trained to look at how long their loan is. Early in my career, I think I was still with General Motors, and a guy came in and he had some vehicle, And he was like, D, could you look at this, man, and tell me, because I don't, I'm trying to get out this thing, man. They telling me I can't get out of it now. That's a recipe. You bury yourself when you make these types of moves. They're saying I can't get out. I looked at his contract. It was a 96-month loan. 96-month loan. So he's in a 96-month loan at a high payment. He's going nowhere. And what it came from is him going in and saying, hey, get me to this payment. My payment's affordable, but how long is the payment? That determines what you're paying for the car. So when we say, yo, are there $300 payments out there? I'm showing you. Leasing, there's cars you can drive 30,000 miles, $30,000 cars, beautiful vehicles, payments in the threes when you're shopping and getting bids, and you're finding vehicles with great lease deals. At the same time, on a pre-owned car, that's only going to get you under 20 grand, between 15 and 20 grand. So it's about getting the most for your money. And getting the most for your money, you must take into account the 8-year rule. If I'm not keeping a car 8 years, I should be shopping for a below market lease. I'm not tying up any of my money in this car because I'm not keeping it long enough to have all of that money benefit me. Does that make sense? Type ones if that makes sense. Type $signs if that makes sense, because this is about money. If I'm not keeping the car 8 years, then all the money I'm going to tie up in the car to pay for it, to pay off the loan, to do the maintenance, to change the tires, to change the brakes, to change the oil, to change the brake fluid, the transmission, all of the money I'm putting in that car, just normal maintenance. I didn't say anything broke. Normal maintenance over 7 years. I'm not going to keep the car long enough to have that make sense. Whereas had I leased, I'm just below market leases. I'm just literally paying cents on the dollar, changing my oil. Most of the times I'm out the car before I need brakes, unless some of you are driving 15,000 mile a year leases, and then sometimes you will replace the brake, but it still does not compare to the cost of purchasing. And, throughout the show, I'm going to show a lot more lease deals and a lot more discounts. But the reason why I show you guys the lease deals is because the money doesn't lie. Unless you're just hell bent on paying more, the money does not lie. You can't compare when I was, I'm driving $40,000 cars. My payments have a 3 in front of them. And my friends are driving $20,000 cars and their payments have a 3 in front of them. And those cars are used, need maintenance, warranties done ran out after 4 years. I'm over here driving brand new cars, problem free, and they're paying the same amount or more than me, and they're driving inferior products. And then once they really get tired of the car, they go ahead and they trade it in and they start the process all over again. So it's bad financial advice that the car business never trained on, and they just love for people to be ignorant. But we're not going to be ignorant here. All right, Dolan, let's keep it going. By the way, all of you who just joined, this is our Monday, May 5th live. We are live every Monday through Thursday at noon. So for those of you who may be watching the rebroadcast, we rebroadcast the show all through the day. So for those who missed the show, you can either, or some of you want to tell your friends, oh, hey, you're shopping for a car, go watch this show. And we'll rebroadcast this show all through the day. And we rebroadcast all the episodes through the weekend. So for those of you who didn't have time, you're like, man, I want to catch up on all the shows, all the questions that were asked. We'll rebroadcast those through the weekend. But we are live every Monday through Thursday between 12 and usually 1:30. You can have your friends and family tap in. You can bring your questions, and we try to get to as many as we can. All right, Dolan, let's keep it moving. Let's get to some more. What are the companies for loans? Well, there's a lot of them. First thing you want to do is, so we teach something called the bank bidding war. This is a question, because here's my question to you guys. Where do you get your car loans from? Here's my question to you. And I'm going to tell you how we should change the answer, because I know what some of your answers are going to be. Where do you get your car loan from? Some of you are going to say my bank. Some of you are going to say the credit union. Some of you are going to say the dealership. But all of those are not the answers we want to go with anymore. Here's the answer. You got it, Nikki. I love Nikki. Whoever gives me the best rate. That is going to be the answer moving forward. If you're using what we're teaching, that's your answer. Whoever gives me the best rate. What, in other words, whoever wins the bid. So what we're doing is we are not just going to our credit union and having them run our credit, give us a rate, and now we going out and we're shopping with a check in hand and we're shopping with our back against the wall because the bank says, well, hey, you know, your pre-approval expires May 17th, so you hurry up and find a car or you're going to have to come back and run your credit again. Now we're over here and our bank is putting our back against the wall. That's ridiculous. So what we do is we use what you should do is you should look at the average interest rate. If you have average credit, look at the average interest rate, and then you use that to budget. Again, I have a calculator that we invented. It's a proprietary calculator. You can't find it on Google. It's in my book. It's in our course, Shop with Deshone, in our checklist, our video checklist. This is stuff that, again, we don't, if you notice stuff that I teach, it's not anywhere. Deshone, why can't I find an 8-year rule on YouTube? It's because it's Cars from Home. We created it. I can't find the 1.5% rule. No one else teaches that because it's our intellectual property. We created it. I don't mind people saying it, but they need to understand we didn't find this stuff. We created the stuff. So calculators, we invented them. So this calculator you take this interest rate, but even if you want to use a standard payment estimator calculator, you can take just what I said. Remember, add a little bit more for the fees, because that's what you're not taking into account. The fees, the taxes, and that's where we get in trouble. My calculator, our perfect budget calculator, does that for you. So now you want to look at the average interest rate. Type in average rates for cars. Use that for your budget, just so you can know about how much car I can go and get. So between what I told you about the 5,000 being $100 a month, and that last part about, adding a little bit more and using the average interest rate, you should have a good gauge on a range of car to go and shop for. Now, once you now shop your market, whether you're shopping new or whether you're shopping pre-owned, once you find no one's touched your credit till now. No one has touched your credit with a hard pull, especially not. We do not, in order for this to work, like what Nikki is saying, where you're only giving your business to the bank or credit union that gives you the lowest APR. In order for this to work and for you to be able to shop freely, no pressure, you need to make sure you don't let anyone run your credit with a hard pull before you find your best deal on a car. Soft credit pulls, estimates of budgeting, the way I just said. Now, you go out, you find your car, whether it takes you a week or a month or 3 months. Bang, I found my car now. You lock the car up, put it under contract, you leave your deposit. You never, ever. How soon when you get a car does the dealership want you to take it? I like asking questions like this because we can prove how predictable most of the car business is. How soon after you purchase a car does the dealership want you to take it? Thank you, Janae. Immediately. Now, the reason for that is, there's various reasons. There's various reasons. Right then and there, Molly, yes. But what I want you guys to focus on is what you lose by taking it right then and there. You lose the ability to shop the interest rates. And shopping the interest rates is very important because you'll always wonder, could I have gotten a better rate? So what you do is you lock the car up, you let them know, hey, I'm going to go home, just give me my, let me get my paperwork so I know exactly how much I need to tell my bank. And here's the key, if you guys can beat what my bank or credit union gets says, then I'll give you the loan. See, some people think that I teach don't let the dealerships compete. I never teach that. What I teach is don't let the dealerships be your first offer ever. They are always your last offer, and they're competing against other offers that you got. So now you're going home, your car's waiting, you're going to see what your bank, your credit union can do, and then you go online. You can go right online. Auto loans online, auto financing online. Let all of these banks and credit unions access your credit now with the hard pull, because there is an article that Experian did, and you can find it on almost any credit bureau, wrote an article on rate shopping. They allow you to have multiple lenders compete for your business within a small period of time. They say the window is 14 to 45 days. So if the window is 14 to 45 days, how quick do y'all think I want you to do it? If the window says, because that's a big window, as long as you shop within that window, at the end, those multiple inquiries will have the same weight on your score as one inquiry, because it looks as if you were shopping and you were doing your due diligence. Thank you, Greg, Sheila, with these gifter badges. I don't know. It's like a nice. I appreciate it, Glendale. Thank you. So with these, when these banks are competing, what you're trying to do is say, everyone here on my end, we call this the bank bidding war. This is round two. Round two is you are bringing your car home. I'm sorry, you are at home. You're going online. You're calling your bank. You're calling your credit union. If you have one, you're going online. This will take you literally one day, not even. This maybe take you an hour. Because if they say that the window to shop is between 14 and 45 days, I want you to do it in 24 hours. We want all the competition in 24 hours. Because that guarantees we are way within the window. They're going to look and see, wow, this person bought a car. They had multiple lenders competing in a small period of time. They're not out here just letting people run their credit over, every week. Some new banks running their credit. So now you call the dealership afterwards. You say, hey, the best offer I got was from such and such credit union or such and such bank. If you guys can beat it, I'll give you the business. You allow the dealer to now shop you to their banks. In which case, they're going to call you and say, hey, good news, we got you a better rate. Or, hey, good news, we couldn't beat the rate, but we can match it. In which case, they save you the time, they save you the paperwork. Or they're going to say, hey, listen, that's a great rate you got. We can't beat that. None of my banks can beat it. And in which case, we guarantee all around we got the best rate, which is the goal we're looking for. As Nikki said, I'm only giving my business to who gave me the best rate. That is the bank bidding war. So when you get your digital book, Cars from Home, you'll get that in writing. We also have it in our Shop with Deshone video checklist for those of you who are more do-it-with-me types. Again, we're all about your learning style. And some of you just like, Deshone, I see you. Can you shop for us? What are these? I'm seeing a lot of you guys shop for people, new cars, new cars, leases only. And you have to have good credit. Your FICO scores need to be over 670, all of them. But if you don't, again, same result. We've been helping people get these results since 2021. And again, I am all about speed. These are short videos. The book is boom, action steps, action, 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 action. I'm not trying to teach you everything about cars. I'm trying to walk you through a path, a 7-step path to get to the result you want all the time. Okay, I'm not taking you to car college. You're not going into the car business. You just need to know how to get the best deal. And that's what it's about, step by step. Okay, but for those of you who are just coming on, this whole show is sponsored by my new digital book. It's called Cars from Home, 7 Steps to Saving Time, Money, and Avoiding Dealerships. It's a digital book. Everything we teach about new cars, used cars, leases, below market financing, high mileage driving tips, bad credit tips for those of you who have your credit is not going to qualify you for everything else we're talking about. You need specific strategy. We have that specifically for people with bad credit inside my book and inside Shop with Deshone. So that's why I never believe in one size fits all car buying advice, because all of you are in different situations. So how does somebody look saying, you all should do this? We're all in a different situation. I have a trade-in, he doesn't. He has a lease that's coming due, he doesn't. Oh, he has a lease that's coming due, he has equity in it, we need to help him get that equity out. He has a lease, it has an equity, but it has a third-party restriction. We can't talk to people the same. That's why everything we do is custom and letting you know, no matter what your situation is, it's very common to us. Very, very common. So, all right, let's keep it going. We got some more time, Dolan. Pull them up. More questions. All right, yeah, I see we got a couple more coming in on TikTok. How do I get the book? Well, the book is in my TikTok bio. In my Instagram bio, there's a website there. It's Cars from Home Toolkit. And then you'll see the welcome special for $24. So the book is normally $97, but as part of our welcome special, you got 30 minutes to get yours for $24. So you won't pay the $94, you get 75% off. We also have a link for you guys on Facebook and YouTube in the comment section so you can get your copy. And if you're going to spend a couple more minutes with us, I would appreciate if you share the broadcast with one person that you care about. So that can help, we can help get this information out and we can help change lives. If you didn't receive your ebook, well, first of all, as soon as you purchase your book, you're going to see a thank you page. It says, thank you, screenshot this page. And then it says below, click the link below to open your book. So you actually get the link to open it as soon as you make the purchase. And then I say, I also emailed you a copy. So sometimes people type their email in, one letter's wrong. Obviously, we can't send a book to an incorrect email, which is why I have my support team's email right on there. So that if you don't see that book within 5 to 10 minutes, you email my support team, hey, I didn't get the book. They'll get you the book right away. So as you can see, I want you to, Dolan, can you put up, do we have anywhere with, we can put up the support team's email for this person? And just send an email to support. There you go. Thank you so much. Support at Deshone the Auto Advisor. Thank you, Dolan. Best moderator in the world. All right, so shoot them an email. Just let them know. Give them your first and last name, and they'll check the record, make sure that we have a purchase from you, and they'll send you your book right away so you can dig right into it. Okay? All right, let's keep it. We work with clients all around the country. What I'll start doing, I wanted to bring some on here today, but I can't load them up. The system is showing an error. So I got a lot of people. I always bring tests. I always like to show results. So, you know, I'm a results person. So you'll see a lot of people that I share. Brian, who has our book, and, you know, his lease, Marie with her $13,000 off. All of these people made deals from home. They were not in a dealership negotiating this. You got, look, Frank, I bought your book, used your system, and just closed my deal and have positive results to report. I love when y'all email me, by the way. Like, please continue to do this. A caveat is I wanted a just released 2026 Genesis G70 Advanced, and there are no incentives. I could have gotten incentives on the 2025. However, I wanted the 2026, and I was willing to pay. So even with high demand cars, even with cars that are rare, this is the situation. I reached out to 20 dealers and I received 9 offers for 36 months, 12,000 miles on a $58,000 MSRP. The initial offers range from $1049 to $901 with everything in between. I counter offered using the calculator that we have and closed the deal at $815 on a $58,000 MSRP. That's a 1.4% deal. Now, mind you, that on a vehicle on a 2026 with no incentives, which means every bit of that was the dealer taking off money for him. He probably had to get at least $5-6 grand off to have that deal come in the 8s, when other dealers were quoting him 9 up to 10 and, you know, mid $1,000 range. So, you know, but so I show the book testimonials. I show my Shop with Deshone testimonials. But I want to start bringing these market reports so you guys could actually see that's our team shopping all around the country. And that allows us to stay, we're able to just stay on top of the market, like from state to state. It proves like this stuff is not, oh, if you're in New Jersey, the deals are better. Yeah, if you're in Florida, the deals are better. If it's California, we don't have deals out here. All of this stuff is not true. And thank God we have people using the Cars from Home systems, be it by book or be it by our video checklist, or be it us shopping for people all around the country where we can tell you beyond a shadow of a doubt. I can show you market reports from Texas, from Oklahoma, from South Dakota. We did a deal for a Mazda, a South Dakota deal, Nebraska, California, Florida, Georgia. We're shopping for people all around the country. And there's great deals everywhere in the country when you know how to make dealers bid. Because you're always going to find that 20% dealer who just wants to beat their competition. They're the best in the region. And you got to go out to find them. You got to have a system to find them. Because most of the dealers are not them. Most of the dealers are the 80%. That's just the way it works. It's a numbers game. And the 80% are very expensive. And when you walk into the 80%, they'll go down. You're like, oh man, all right, can you take off? Can you get me down like, yeah, man, you're like $150 a month higher than where I could be, my max. And they go back and forth. They're like, man, I could take off $50 a month. Ah, man, that's the best you could do. And then next thing you know, you get down to 100. Yeah, all right, we'll take off $100 a month. And you're like, all right, I guess I'll take that. You don't realize that a 20% dealer, not only were they nowhere near your max budget, they were $100 less than your max. You're talking to the 80%. The 80%, when they come down, they're still here. The 20% are here. So you're over here with an 80% dealer walking into these dealers. 8 out of 10 dealers over here are 80% dealers. So y'all talking them down like this, and y'all thinking we winning. Oh, I talked them down to this. Meanwhile, the 20% dealers are here. 20% dealers will launch a bid. We gotta cut. Oh man, if this thing wasn't broken, tomorrow's show, I'm gonna bring on a lot more market reports. We got dealers who come right out. We getting offers 700, 790, 820. Dealer come right out 650. Boom, blow everybody away. Like, oh, let's go. We got a winner. Looks like we got a winner here. That's it. And then it becomes fun. As you can see, this is fun for us. When you change the way we shop, you shop and you start to you're going to be the prize. You're going to be the prize. So anyway, let's keep it moving. For those of you who have gotten your book, I look forward to you using it, empowering yourself, having these same results. For those who didn't know about the book, it is a digital book. You can get your copy for 75% off for 30 minutes in my TikTok bio, my Instagram bio, the YouTube comments, and the Facebook comment. And for those of you who've been on and you still don't quite trust us, you want to get started with maybe some free advice, go grab our cheat sheets. We have our free cheat sheets in my Cars from Home toolkit, totally free. Test us, look at the cheat sheets, look at the strategies, look at the emails I'm going to send, guiding. Like I don't play around. So if you want to just say, test out, let me hear some free advice, start with our cheat sheets. All right. Yes, I'd actually answered that when I read that comment, Dolan, on TikTok about do we work with clients in New Jersey and New York? Well, yes. When it comes to shopping done for you, if you open the Cars from Home toolkit and you're like, Deshone, I just want to relax at home. You guys go shop the market for me. If you have good credit, FICO scores over 670, and you have and you're shopping for a new car or a lease, you can book a call with us. And we can see if we can help you. Book a 10-minute call. It's free. And we can see if we can help you. Is it best to lease a car if you're currently underwater? Ooh, if I was underwater right now, let's just say I have 15,000 negative equity. I made a bad deal during the pandemic. I'm upside down, and I'm like, man, I got to get out of this car. But and first of all, I know I should be leasing because now we know the 8-year rule. The 8-year rule says if we're not buying our cars to keep them at least 8 years, we should be shopping for below market leases. We're going to pay a lot less money. Below market leases, not normal leases. Very important. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to actually right now look for an electric vehicle that I could lease because some electric vehicles right now, we're getting under 1%. We're getting 0.88% leases. We're getting 0.79% leases, because if you do your bidding, you're going to see. Now, again, if you want to call around for your multiple offers, you can do that. I'd rather you call around than to do what you've been doing. I'd rather you, with your new cars and your leases, call around before you walk. That's better than what you've been doing. But if you're like, Deshone, I don't want to talk. I don't want to wonder what I'm going to say. I just want to copy and paste. That's the Cars from Home way. Either way, you get your 5 offers, and you're going to see now, my best offer on this $40,000 electric car might be $320 a month. So I'm now driving a $40,000 car. If I didn't have my negative equity, then I would be driving it for $320. But now I got to bring this negative equity over. Now, the reason why you want to look at these electric cars for this is because if you try to bring a bunch of negative equity over, what ends up happening is you're now messing up the loan to value ratios, and the bank won't approve it. So you might go in and look at a $40,000 car, and now you bring this 15 grand of negative equity, and the bank is saying, we're not going to loan $55,000 on a $40,000 car. We're not doing that. So that's when they'll say, some of you may have heard this before, you have to put money down. They'll say, we can't get you approved unless you can put $3,000 down, $5,000 down. You have too much negative equity, and the bank is not going to approve it all. But when you get your bids on some of these electric cars, you're going to get $10,000, $15,000 off. And this is specifically what I would be looking for. I would be looking for the electric vehicle that when I get my bids, I'm saving 15 to 18 to 20 grand off. And if you guys don't think that's possible, you haven't been here for long. You know, this is Milligan. She bought her Mercedes EQE last year. She literally, MSRP of her car was $79,245. She got almost $30,000 off the vehicle. Almost $30,000 off the vehicle. $51,359 is her price. $79,000 vehicle. She got it after rebates, after discounts, after everything. $51,359. So you take a vehicle that you can get a huge amount of money off, then you bring your negative equity over. So now that payment goes from $320. Yes, it might go up to $575 or $600 even. But I know I'm in a nice car now. I'm in a brand new car, and after 3 years, I'm done with that negative equity. So that's what I would be doing. And if God forbid the car gets totaled while you're driving, you're out of the negative equity in a lease. So if I rolled that negative equity, 15 grand over to this car, now I'm driving it. Boom. All right, I got this electric car. I'm out of the negative equity. I got a good value. I'm in a $40,000 car. My payment is affordable. Now I'm driving. Oh, shoot, car gets totaled. I'm out. I can go get me another car now. I can go and get the same exact car, but I can get it for $320 now. So, you know, that actually is the reason why people commit insurance fraud and total their cars or get them stolen intentionally. But no, that's just something to keep in mind. Something to keep in mind. Because most of you, when you start leasing, you're going to see that was my reason for negative equity. That was my reason I kept having negative equity, is because I wasn't leasing. And that was the reason I was paying more money for cars than I should have, because I wasn't leasing. And again, the key is getting below market leases. You walk into a dealership and say, work me up a lease, you're not going to have these payments that, you know, we're talking about here. It has to be below market leases. That comes through multiple offers. Only way. All right, let's keep it going. A lot more questions. No gap then. Is that your first time leasing? Well, no, we'll get to that. I see it's a little conversation happening on TikTok over here. By the way, everyone, this is our Monday, May 5th live. We're live Monday through Thursday. Tell your friends, please. I would love for those of you who are going to keep joining us to see some friends tomorrow, family members tomorrow, co-workers. When you are at work, when you're talking to people, if they say they're car shopping, I would love for you to invite them to our live shows Monday through Thursday at 12. And if they couldn't make the show, we will rebroadcast each episode for the rest of the day. So after today, after we end the show, if you guys want to refresh on some things or you want to whatever, you want to send people, we will rebroadcast this episode for the rest of the day. And then on the weekends, we put together a weekly compilation. We broadcast them all just for the people who couldn't make the live shows. But every Monday through Thursday, we are here. And yes, happy Cinco de Mayo to you too, Nikki, and to everyone who celebrates. All right, what do you think about waiting till December month, mid-month to buy a vehicle? I do not. Dealers need cars to sell before that. It's a myth. All right, we're going to dispel a myth, okay? When have we been taught that the best time to buy a car is? Thank you to everyone running up the likes on TikTok. We're at 3,400 likes. Every time you hear something you like, you double tap the screen. That makes a big difference. It sends a message to TikTok that we're doing something good over here. Okay, end of the month. Yes, sweet now. End of the month. So we're gonna peel, like I told you guys when we started the broadcast, right? We are gonna, yes, Molly, last day of the month, right? So this is what we have been taught. Last day of the month, come on in. That's where your deals are, right? Let's look at this logically. As a former car salesperson, the times where where I saw the dealer or myself being the most desperate was the times where we did not have a lot of customers. Sometimes you look up, it's the 10th of the month. They call us into a sales meeting. They say, hey, guys, we got to sell 200 new cars this month. We are only at 40. We are way behind. We are tracking way behind. Call anyone you know who's a real customer. We are entertaining every reasonable offer. Now, you've been taught there's a group of people that we know are coming at the end of the month. There's a group of people that we know that last weekend they're going to rush. But there's no desperation there from us because we know they're coming. So we look and say, I'm much more desperate at various times throughout the month than I will be at the end of the month. Because think about it. Every time you go into the dealership at the end of the month, is it dead or busy? You go into the dealership most of the time at the end of the month, is it dead or busy? Thank you. It's a zoo. It's a zoo. Customers everywhere. That means all the car salesmen are not worried about making a deal. In fact, they're looking at you and saying, hey, Molly, thank you. Listen, I know the payment's $780 a month. I know you said you wanted to be at $499, but we've been going back and forth. Can you work your way up, get closer to the $780? Because they know now we can take a shot. Because we have some other customers behind you, Molly. Did you see the people walking out? These people just walked out. They're mad. We don't have enough salesmen here. We got people waiting 40 minutes to speak with somebody. Do you think you're getting the best deal when that's the energy? Yes or no? Let's just be honest here. See, you might forget some of the lessons that we teach if you don't have our books and if you're not in our video checklist and coaching. You might forget some of the lessons, but hopefully you won't forget the stories. So you walk in the dealership at the end of the month, the place is a zoo. It's people everywhere. They're ringing bells. They got the big clown, donuts around. Hey, you want a donut? Do we think there's desperation? Thank you, Sheila. Thank you, Molly. There's no desperation here. And they don't magically wait till the end of every month to hit their numbers. Some dealers hit their numbers at the 25th of the month. Numbers are hit. We still got people coming in end of the month. So What we want to do to answer the question is we want to be positioned. What I like you to do, for those of you who are in an emergency situation, you need a car in a week, in 2 weeks, that's fine. Everything we teach can guide you. We've had people who got their cars in 3 days. Like that's not something that is let's see. This is my second go around, much easier, more relaxing experience. Calculator definitely helps. Turned in my CRV, got a 2022 Marcus, some dealers wouldn't do. Somebody, I wanted to read you somebody who got their car in like 3 days, 5 days. That's normal. Again, like I said, we're not taking you to car college here. Like you know, our step-by-step programs can get you to your cars in less than a week, 90 minutes. But you don't want all your car shopping to be emergencies, because here's where you want to be. You want to be able to say no for up to 3 months. Reason is, there's a group of people that walk into the dealerships. They're there right now. They're desperate. They're giving off desperate energy. They can't say no. They back themselves into a corner for whatever reason. If their leases are up, maybe they don't know you can get an extension. If your lease is up this month, you can call. You can get yourself an extension for 1 month. Some leases will be extended up to 3 months, up to 6 months. Those of you who have cars and you're like, Deshone, I'm shopping for a new car, but I don't need it. I just, my car still got some life to it, but, I want to look for something new. This is a position of power to be in. This is where you want to be. You want to be able to say to yourself, all right, let me look at the offers this month in May. All right, I'm going to follow up next month because the offers change. The used car market changes. The lease prices change. The dealer desperation, it changes. I'm not letting tariffs push me into doing something and making a bad deal. I'm not doing it. I'm not worried about tariffs coming because there's going to be deals no matter what. If the prices of the new cars go up, what happens to the prices of our used cars that we're going to be selling? See, that's how we really won during COVID. Some people who've been with me since 2021, that's how we were winning. My man John Shaw, he was one of the first people. David Isaacs came in, got his BMW. Yes, the lease prices were slightly higher back then. We were still getting under 1.5. We were still getting 1.4. John got a 1.2 on a Jeep Wrangler, but we were selling our old cars for 8, 10, 12 grand more than they would be worth today. So even if the new car market goes up, we know how to maximize the prices of the cars we're getting rid of, and we're going to offset it. So we want to position ourselves to be able to say no. That is the strength. That's the leverage where we can say, you know what? All right, I'm going to follow up next month. Now we're telling the dealers right up front, hey, call me. I'm good between now and June 18th. I'm good between now and July 20th. So now what those dealers say is, okay, this is a serious customer. By the way, we have all this in templates. In my book, you fill out the template, you fill in, here's the day you can buy a car. This is your deadline. When we blast it out, these are things you can call dealers and you can tell them, hey, I'm good between now and anytime before the summer. Call me if you get a black one with the red seats and this package in it. If you want to call around, you want to do it that way, you could do that. But what you're letting them know is, call me when you want to make a deal. I can make a deal today. Let me see the numbers today. Great. All right. If sometimes you'll see that a car is a little bit out of the range we want it to be in, you might say, man, I'm looking for it to be around, 505. This thing's coming in about 550. Okay, maybe I'll check next month, see if the program gets better. You might say, all right, dealers are saying to some of you shopping for cars that maybe every dealer is not going to have it. When you reach out to the dealers, only 5, 6 dealers have it. But they say, hey, I got something coming in May. I got something coming end of May, June. Is that good for you? See, they're desperate customers. They can't say yes to that because they back themselves into a corner. But you guys now operating with a 90-day shopping cycle. If a deal comes today, I'm jumping on it. But if you got something coming next month, I'm jumping on that. Call me when you're desperate. Call me when y'all have that meeting. Hey guys, we're way behind. Listen, we need a deal. I'll take any deal right now. Hey, is that person that Sheila McCauley, you know, that last month, her number, we couldn't make that deal last month. Did she get a call yet? Hey Sheila, did you get a call yet? No, I'm still waiting. Okay, great. We can get to your number now. Perfect. Thank you. Positioned. So we want you to be positioned when you use what we teach, whether it's the Cars from Home digital book, whether it's the Shop with Deshone. For those of you who are like, Deshone, let's do this together. I want the checklist videos. I want coaching. I want to be able to pop into the Facebook group, ask around. We can't give you that for $24. No author can give you the support. I got tons of books. Dare to Be a Man, In His Steps, Tony Robbins' book. None of these authors can give me support for the price I paid for their book. That just can't happen. But some of you are like, you know what? This is a big investment. I want to make sure I have access to, you know, systems for life. That's the Shop with Deshone done for you video checklist. And then you got coaching direct with me in our Zoom calls every first and third Wednesday. Twice a month we do. And then we got our private Facebook group with 1,600 people. And then some of them are sharp as me. I'm telling you, let's look at, you know, y'all know I brag about Rosalie. If you like Rosalie, if girl got 4 cars in within a year, you know. Her first car was the Infinity. She got her Infinity truck. And I was sharing her a lot last year when she got her Infinity QX60, but she recently shared that she got 3 vehicles. And hold on, where is she at? I just had her up. So this is the people that's in the group. Like, look, 3 vehicles. Big shout out to Deshone the Auto Advisor for making these incredible deals happen. 3 new leases for my sons with only first month's payment down. She got a Nissan Rogue, almost $37,000 vehicle, $399 a month, no money down. Mazda CX-30 Sport, $28,000 vehicle, $28,300, $339 a month. That's a 1.2% lease. And she got a Mazda CX-50 Premium Plus, $40,400 vehicle, $420 a month. 2 1% leases and a 1.2% lease. And the cherry on top, she says, I sold 2 leases. Some of you don't even know you could sell a lease. She said, I sold 2 leases. She had equity. Now, not every lease has equity. But if 8 out of 10 leases don't have equity, then 2 out of 10 do. So if you've just been dropping your leases off at the dealership, hey, here's my old lease. Let me get the new one. Hey, here's my old lease. And you have not assessed the equity. Could there be equity in it? Imagine how much money you've left on the table. Imagine how much, wow, I didn't even know you could sell leases. She sold 2 leases, 2 2021 Elantras, walked away with $6,737 in equity. Deshone, I could not have done this without you. Your program is a game changer. So this is what we want. We want empowered car shoppers. We want people who are not intimidated. I don't care what this market does, whether I need a new car, used car, whether I got bad credit, whether I'm a high mileage driver, it does not matter. We have strategies to make sure you are going to win in this market or any market. Does not matter. Okay? So, for those of you who don't know, the whole show was sponsored by my new digital book. It's called Cars from Home, 7 Steps to Saving Time, Money, and Avoiding Dealerships. It's 5-star rated. Thank you to everyone who's rated it, reviewed it. It has everything we teach in a step-by-step format. It's normally $97, but as part of our welcome offer, you can get yours for $24 in my TikTok bio, in my Instagram bio. Click that website. It's the carsfromhometoolkit.com. Or we have a link for you guys in the YouTube comments, in the Facebook comments, and you just click the $24 welcome offer, good for 30 minutes. And for those of you who have different learning styles, or if you just want some free advice, we have some links in there for you as well. Whether you are a do-it-yourself type, whether you are do-it-with-me type Deshone, or whether Deshone, I think I qualify for that done-for-you shopping, where I can relax at home and you guys go do that work. Or like I said, you want the free advice, just start with our cheat sheets and you can go from there. Whatever is right for you, you get it done. We just want to move you from anxiety, from, oh, I don't know what to say, from watching people online who call dealers and negotiate. Hey, take off $5,000 so I can have a viral video. And now you're talking to an 80% dealer. So the 80% dealer has the $5,000 to take off. So you look like, hey, yeah, see, I just got them to take off $5,000. We don't negotiate with dealers with fake fees. Like there's a saying, we don't negotiate with terrorists. Cars from home, we don't negotiate with dealers with fake fees. None of that stuff matters. Because what you want us to think is, look, see, I took off all of this money. Don't you want to buy the car now? But you took off the fake money. Had we been talking to a 20% dealer, what money are they taking off? The real money. The real money. So if we have 2 dealers, well, let's say 8, because y'all know I use the 80%. So the 80% are over here. The 20% are this small group over here that we got to find. Now, the 80% are starting so high that when they take off all the money, it's fake money. We marked up our cars. We got platinum kits on them. We got the Hertz service plans on them, and the Simonized kit and the low, all of that stuff. Okay, so yeah, we done took off 5,000 for you, but 4,000 of it was fake. Meanwhile, this 20%, they don't have the fake. So when they take off 4,000, it's real 4,000. And we over here talking to these people. Hey, take off all that fake money. See, guys, you can do this too. So listen, we bidding is the way to go. You cannot negotiate your way to a below market deal, but you can get bids and it will make your life easier. You'll start to enjoy your car shopping. You'll start to feel like you're empowered. You're the prize. Someone won your business. They won your loan. They won the opportunity to buy your car. You are the prize. So that's what it's about. So we are here Monday through Thursday, 12 noon. Make sure you meet us live or tell your friends and family who are shopping, hey, hop on this show. We're live on TikTok, Instagram, Facebook, and YouTube. But we will broadcast the show for the rest of the day. So those who want to catch up on some things that you may have missed, or if you just jumped on and you're like, whoa, man, I missed a lot. We'll rebroadcast this show for the rest of the day. But tomorrow we'll be back, which will be Tuesday, May 6th, 12 noon. Meet us here live. Thank you so much. Welcome to the new followers. Thank you to everyone who gave me gifts. Thank you to everyone who bought a book. Thank you for those of you who are in Shop with Deshone. I look forward to your success stories. Always a pleasure.